It's the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm rare money, boss, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Hear me as I crash mics and rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch those assertive fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain time for busting shots. Let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. Losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. And when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher, let the grown men talk. Leave the guns in a holster, let the bullshit walk. But let me know, if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we gon' regret. Yeah, we're all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things.
Formed like Voltron, we back on the scene. Them just got home, equal stacks of the green. Powerhouse squad, DMV dream team. Busting out like a fat person wearing skinny jeans. Popping and ripping strings out the inseam. Check the flavor we bring, it's such an incredible thing. Ground level to the tippy, feeling the vibe, popping in the ride and fucks with me. Strong foundation, no time for wasting, I'm done pacing. The time is now, full throttle, you know my motto. Burn the split, take a step, yeah, that's that pip. High grade, water down rappers is bitch made. Flow tight like barbershop fades. The world ain't ready for this invasion where we raid. Tired of being broke, it's time to get scribbled.
Yo, we all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things.
Yo, I'm dynamite, TNT in the bomb. I be running tracks down about 5 miles long. My lungs are strong, danger sound the alarm. I'm back on my routine, it's the same damn song with the new twist added. I'm at it, you can't stand it. Mr. 456 in the mix, a track addict. Call it a hobby or habit, I work the magic. Music, I abuse it and stab it, I cause havoc. This is what I do on the regular when I'm spitting. Whether freestyle or written, you bet that I'm hard hitting. Still on the mission to practice becoming Christian. I am what I eat and I chef straight out the kitchen. Bringing that hell and ring that bell in the shell. With my index fingers press buttons, light up the grill. Yo, let's have a cookout and battle, do what you feel. Better make it sound good, I make time stand still.
Yo, we all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things. Yo, we all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall, not living our dream. We all combined, we can do incredible things.
everyone, and welcome to Session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson, and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. This is Session 3. I'm your moderator, Joel Jones. We're on Chapter 10, Cage Subjects, Research on Black Prisoners. Like I said, I'm Joel Jones. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, and at this particular time, we would like everyone to go around the circle and everyone to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Edwina. I'm here with my son in Utah, who's in the Army.
Okay. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Venita Walker, and I am here from Cromwell, Connecticut. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Randie. I'm watching from Atlanta, and I'm happy to see everyone.
Georgette?
I'm Georgette Moses. I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm happy to see everyone too. We have a big crowd tonight. This is good.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm in New York, and it's also really good to see everybody.
All right. Miss Michelle?
And my name is Michelle. I am in Brooklyn, New York, and welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle.
Just like most of the chapters in this book is very difficult, to comprehend how human beings can treat other human beings this way. So in this chapter, Harriet Washington presents information on the inhumane treatment perpetrated on prisoners by medical researchers, doctors, prison and state government officials, and the military under the guise of therapeutic treatment or for the purpose of national security. Those who had lost civil rights now were persuaded to participate in human experiments that would leave them severely disfigured, mentally or physically incapacitated or dead. They existed in the hell of the prison system as pharmaceutical guinea pigs and subject to the whims and sadism and greed, arrogant, racist physicians and their staff. Prisons all across the country were involved from the early 50s. It took scandals, lawsuits, and stringent regulations on human experimentation by U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in 1978 to purge research from prisons. However, by 1999, Boston University researchers were suing to regain access to over 2 million potential guinea pigs in the prison system around the nation. Edwina, can you read Part D, please?
Okay, prisons, purge, research, and research renaissance. Prisons research began to disappear in the 1970s due to scandals that show how racially biased and abusive, dangerous, and sloppy the experiments were. An article in the New York Times in 1969 exposed the sloppy scientific and ethical practices of Dr. Stowe that crippled and killed unknown numbers of men throughout state prisons in Alabama. Prisoners began to threaten researchers physically, and growing influence of the Black Muslim movement in the prisons them out, ushered them out the door. However, in 1999, Brown researchers sued to be allowed access to prisons for HIV research, conflating treatment with experimentation. Were they really motivated by finding improved treatment for HIV, or just missed the lucrative pharmaceutical contracts? The Office of Human Research Protection's OHRP approved over 400 federally funded studies with prisons since 2000. The Institute of Medicine, which provides federal government guidance on biomedical issues, has appointed the Commission on Ethical Considerations for Protection of Prisons involved in research to study the issue. The question is, do you believe animals think PETA have more rights than prisoners?
Is the prison research renaissance due to the increase of African American population among the incarcerated, or is it just business as usual? Edwina, on the first stab at that, at the questions?
Okay, do you believe animals have more rights than prisoners? Well, prisoners are human beings. Animals are creatures made by God too. But I think human beings are on a higher level, spiritual level, holy level, than animals are. Not that some people are dog lovers. Some people love cats, but that's a hard question to answer. It really is. But I think that human beings are born with a soul.
But I think in the text of the question I'm asking, I should have put in, do you believe as of right now, and then I'm open up to anyone, do you believe that animals have more protection rights than prisoners?
Oh yeah.
Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do anyone care to expound upon that? Why do you believe that?
Well, I mean, good example. I don't remember his name. I don't know why, because football is my favorite sport.
Vic.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Michael Vick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, what Michael Vick did was it was disgusting. I love animals. I love living things. And I just can't imagine, although people do it all the time, what is wrong with you? However, Mike got more time than you would killing someone. Mike got more time than you would abusing a child. Mike got more time than you give a raping someone. I mean, really. I mean, those white folks came out of those walls and they were angry. They were very, very angry. And I remember specifically, I'm like, okay, all right. What he did was hideous. We all know that. But I have seen people get less time for crimes against humans. PETA is very powerful. Believe it or not, that's a very powerful organization. Okay? So, I do believe that.
Well, yeah, and I'll give you another example. Down here in Charleston, this white dude, he got damn near 10 years for drop kicking his girlfriend cat off the roof. He got, remember that, Georgette?
I remember.
He got big time. They lost their mind. I'm like, oh my God, he met a cat lover on the bench. I'm like, oh, that could have been my pussy over there. Bam.
That's time. Girlfriend off that roof.
Anybody else?
I guess what comes to mind to me is that you see, like, if you look at some of your cosmetics, it says not tested on animals.
Yes.
But you've never seen one that says not tested on animals.
Oh, that's very good. Very good. This was not tested on the prisoner. That's what we should demand. That'd be a good point.
But at the same time, we eat certain animals, so it's like it's like there are some animals that pay the ultimate price.
But we agree on that, though. Chicken gotta go. I'm sorry. Time's up. Time's up.
Well, what about the movie of the Apes? That was a good demonstration of animal experimentation. And the animals, I think it was Caesar who got some shot that gave him higher intelligence, and he got all the apes together, and they revolted against the human beings. And
I damn sure hate to see the chickens do that. We'd be in trouble. That's it.
But I guess my question is, what makes PETA so powerful? How do they?
White folks, Kim. White folks, Kim. White folks, Kim. Why you ask a question like that? You know who makes PETA powerful? We too busy trying to fight for food. We don't have time right now to fight for an animal. White folks, Kim. We trying to fight for a job, Kim. You don't have time to fight for animals right now. White folks, Kim.
Yeah, and
hey, Venita, I think you got one of your white folks.
We lost you. We lost you.
Yeah.
They determine the value on everything and everyone. Okay?
Good point.
Save the whale. If there was a roach that was colorful, if they thought worth saving, you would have a roach organization and lobbyists out there lobbying for that roach. They determine what is valuable. You know?
Yeah, and
they also go up against different groups, like the cattlemen and beef people. So I think that there is something that I'm wondering which group of white people and how they are the ones with that amount of power.
Well, they got on Oprah. Oprah would start talking about Angus.
Yeah, remember that?
They turned this country out. They said, oh, hell no, Oprah. Now, Oprah is a queen, so they say. But Oprah had to answer to her. And Oprah got up there and she answered too. Because Oprah knows that if she don't answer, she may come back there on Tuesday and there's nobody in the audience. Yes, they do. That's the truth. It's the truth. She had to answer to them. She said something. I forgot what it was. I don't do Oprah. But I did forget exactly what she said. But honey, those Angus people down there.
Yeah, she went against the beef.
Well, she Midwest, Oklahoma, Wyoming, somewhere. I don't know what she said, but they wasn't feeling Oprah. And they told the queen, you going to answer. You must be crazy, Oprah. You don't know who you playing with.
That wasn't PETA. That was the beef. That was the beef manufacturer.
Beef.
No.
They don't play with them animals.
They're opposites. PETA and the beef producers.
Yeah. I know. But the point is that when people talk about profit and talking about their money or their emotions, white folks determine the value. And Oprah, with all that money she had, they didn't care about Oprah. They told you going to answer. You don't be talking about no Angus up in here. And you know good and well you love beef. She had a side of beef last night.
And, you know, and they demonstrate over and over and over again that they do not place a value on Black lives.
For real.
You know, and I'm thinking about the Nuremberg trials and how, you know, when the white folk got mad with the white folk that had done experimentation on the white folk, they put those doctors to death.
They sure did.
Because that's how serious a matter it is of experimenting on human beings.
Yes.
But once again, the Nazis were looking at the Americans saying, but y'all are doing the same thing.
Right. Been doing it. But just like a friend of mine said, you know, during World War II, it was like, you know, hey, we looked over there and said, you know, they looked at the Germans and told the Germans, say, look, we're the ones ruling the world. What the hell are you doing? So that's how they looked at it. We can do that, but you can't do that. So, you know, going to, you know, to the point that you're talking about, you know, don't we think that is you know, very hypocritical for us to be talking about human rights when we're looking at our penal system, when we're talking about what's going on in other countries, when we're looking at the experimentation on prisoners, and we're looking at the unforgotten population of the sex trade that happened in the United States, and we know that the homeless are being experimented on. You know, those are other populations as well.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that's what it means to be a citizen of the belly of the beast. You know, America holds itself above, you know, they don't sign on to many of the UN conventions. You know, they just decide, no.
None of the tree. No.
You know, that applies to everybody else. It does not apply to Americans or to white Americans. So, you know, that's why it's important that we be committed to valuing ourselves.
That's right.
Yes.
Because it's you know, it's not going to come from out there. It's just not.
It's the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm wearing money parts, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Hear me as I grasp mics, rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch souls or serve the fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain time for busting shots. Let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. Losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. And when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher. Let the grown men talk. Put the guns in a holster. Let the bullshit walk. But let me know if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we don't regret. Kids, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off bells and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. We all combine. We can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off bells and fiends.